smoking, it's a revolution. Shots to your head, it's an execution. It's being us versus the corrupt. Red dot, put a cross to your head. Let the Lord interrupt. Gun smoking, it's a revolution. Shots to your head, it's an execution.
Woo! What's up, Liberty Goons?
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Liberty Goons podcast. My name is Don Welch. I'm half of your guys' little charade here that we have on the Liberty Goons, and this is John from 2A Patriot Ranch. You guys know him for the pews. You guys know me for the music. And man, do we have a good one for you. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened. It's been really crazy the past 2 weeks, wouldn't you say, John?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, this happened.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so
let's move this out of the way.
My man's wearing it on his shirt today.
You can get yourself one at trueamericangear.com.
There you go. Shout out to them. Well, listen, guys, we're doing these monologues in the beginning of this today. I really wanted to talk to you guys about power. Me and John were talking about this in the car today as I was on my way home. And, last episode, I was talking to you guys about power and the hidden powers and so on and so forth. So really today, this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And this is something that's been really moving towards me, like moving towards my emotions and heart at the moment. And we're going to explain a lot more of this as the show goes on today. And you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about. But guys, when we think about power, we all think about control, strength, bravery, wealth, leadership. But the one thing that we don't think about is the hidden power in America. Instead, we think about what business moguls, athletes, and politicians. We think about these people as the ones that hold power. But what we don't think about is the unelected power. This is the hidden power, the true power in America that we're all blind to. This is the Biden and Kamala, the puppets, the yes men to the unelected bureaucrats. This is what the Republican Party and the Libertarians, what we refer to as the deep state. This is the power behind closed doors and the dark. And this is things like the CIA, the EPA, the ATF, the FBI, DHS, and the list goes on. These are the failures at the border. These are the reasons for inflations, the high gas prices, the endless wars, the stripping of your First Amendment rights, your Second Amendment rights, and that list goes on as well. Yes, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you guys at all. The odds are definitely stacked against us. But we, the people, we do have the true power if we decide to use it. Let me say this, guys. 20 million illegal immigrants in this country. 13 states that do not require an ID to vote. I cannot stress that enough, okay? I cannot stress that enough. America is our child, guys, and it takes a village to raise her. And it definitely takes a village to raise her from the demise that she's been for the past 4 years. So, guys, do me a favor, be that village and go vote. Every single one of you. If you guys don't vote, go out and register to vote. If you do vote, grab a friend that's never voted before. Grab your mother, your sister, your grandma, your neighbor, your shooting buddy at the range. This is the most important election of your guys' lifetime. I mean, this is... I'm not going to lie. This is the end of America if we don't go out and vote. And I'm not talking about just presidents. I'm talking about down the ballot. I'm talking about senators, Congress, your mayors, your local government, every single thing that you guys can vote for. Make sure your voice is heard because the odds are stacked against us. But we, the people, we do truly have the power in America if we can just grasp it. 1776. Guys, we came together over a 3% tax. Now we're at a 45% taxation rate, which is insane. We haven't went to war because these unelected bureaucrats have made you so busy, so lost in the rat race of America that we just don't care because we're too worried about trying to pay our bills, raise our families. And guess what? We keep losing. We lose our money. We lose our, you know, our freedoms left and right. We're sending money overseas that are your children's money. I mean, this is it's disgusting what we've been going through, especially the past 4 years. So, guys, make 2024 your 1776 moment. I beg of you guys, and please bring the revolution this election. And that is my monologue for you guys today.
Gunshots. It's a revolution.
Yeah, and that's the name of the song, Revolution.
Revolution. Man, great opening monologue there, Mr. Don Welch. Yeah, guys. Couldn't have said that any better myself. Let's go into our weekly update here. Obviously, as you said in the intro there, a ton going on this week.
It's crazy. That's crazy, John.
Crazy last, like, man, when did we, I think we dropped a podcast, what, last Thursday?
Yeah,
last Friday?
Last Thursday.
Something like that.
And to be honest with you, we could drop a podcast every hour for as much shit shows going on. But I don't know if you guys want to hear us talk, because we would just be going into podcast to podcast. We just have the news up here and give you
just
dialogue.
keep talking. So big news.
Yeah.
Big news. Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race. Wow. Like, just wow. If you think about it, have you seen the meme that was going around? It's like they tried to impeach Trump. They tried to silence Trump. They kicked him off of social media. They arrested Trump. They convicted Trump. They tried to shoot Trump. And Joe Biden's the one that drops out of the race.
Bro, it's crazy. You know, I mean, it really is. It's insane, the world that we live in. I mean, I mean, even today, which we're definitely going to get into today, which was crazy, which was the day 2 of, you know, a congressional hearing about, you know, the assassination attempt on Trump. I mean, they had the balls to talk about taking away the Secret Service from so-called criminals, felons, which it was just like,
it's all set up so perfect, isn't it?
It's set up so perfect. And not to mention, they said, oh, well, we convicted him, which is, yeah, you guys convicted him. They literally just told you, yeah, we're the ones that convicted them. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. And like I said, this is, bro, if this is not a 1776 revolution, I have no more faith in America. We just have lost our backbone, and there's no real men in America anymore.
No. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this in our trigger warning segment today. But Joe Biden, little unconventional. He drops a message on X to tell the American people that he is not running for president anymore. Not an address from the Oval Office, not an address from the White House. Shit. Not even a video message from his home with his wife in Delaware. We get a message on X,
written by unelected bureaucrats, aka, you know, his team that he's working with, that definitely wrote that.
Yes.
You know,
and come to find out, just about that alone, it was a select few people that could have even touched that, because word on the street was that most of his staff, most of the White House staff, found out at the same time we all did from reading it on X. The White House staff.
Well, what happened is Hillary Clinton wrote it and said, hey, you either die, we kill you, or you put this message out on X. And everybody knows Hillary's a death sentence. So.
Yeah, we'll show a little proof of that here in a little bit. So not only did Joe drop out, but something we talked about, 3 episodes ago, was if Joe drops out, who's the replacement? And Don, your choice was Kamala Harris.
And I was right.
You made a lot of valid points in that episode talking about the money. And I think it goes to an even deeper point that you and I have been talking about basically for the past 2 months, is that this entire thing has been a complete setup from the moment they wheeled that vegetable out on stage for the debate with Donald Trump. From that moment until right now, this has all been part of the plan. And Kamala Harris is part of that plan.
Well, yeah, she's the mouthpiece saying that Joe Biden is a master Olympian and we just don't know about it. I mean, this guy can bench 500 pounds and run a marathon and is God's gift of athleticism and mental stability. So,
do we want to see how popular Kamala Harris is? Let's take a look at how popular Kamala Harris is. Watch this, guys.
Now that the process is played out, from the grassroots bottom up, we are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have
to. I'm clapping.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, brother, let's be honest. The Democrats would have never removed Joe Biden. I mean, he could have been a complete fucking vegetable with electrons attached to his fucking brain. And if they thought that they had a chance to win, they would have rolled that fucking potato out and crowned him fucking president. I mean, there's
absolutely
no doubt about it. I said this before. I told you before, Kamala Harris will definitely get a pop. They did it at a perfect time. I told everybody, don't count these Democrats out. Don't think that you're going to win Republicans.
We said that last week.
Don't think that you're going to win Libertarian and conservatives. These people, they're smart. They're really smart. And I said this before last week at work. I said, brother, Joe Biden's going to bounce out. They're going to put Kamala Harris in. Why? Because now the RNC is over with. The honeymoon period's over with. And we've had our, moments of fame for the past 6 months. And now it's time to let's try to act like something amazing's going on for the Democratic Party. Check out this. Check out all these electorals that she's already gotten. And she's not even nominated the president or, the elector of president yet for the Democratic Party. And to talk about the worst version of democracy on the planet. Not one single person has voted for this fucking person. Bro, it was so bad in 2020. I think she got 1% of the fucking vote. But she
didn't get a single elector.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. But I think her poll numbers was at 1%.
She was at 3% when she dropped out of the race.
Okay, 3%.
Down from 50. I think she was at 56% when she launched her candidacy or something like that. It was a ridiculous number. Down to 3%. The American people have already spoken.
Yeah,
they do not want Kamala Harris.
I mean, they definitely don't. But here's the problem. Kamala Harris is the DEI hire of America. And she also has so much money that's back behind her. She does have the unelected bureaucrats. She has the Obama push, which might be the biggest push of the Democratic Party. And I don't even want to call it the Democratic Party because the Democrats aren't Democrats anymore. They're part of the Socialist Democrat Party. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, just go ahead and hop online and see who's part of the Socialist Democrat Party in the United States and see where they live. And you'll be quite surprised who some of these people are. AOC, what is it?
Rashida Tlaib.
Rashida Tlaib.
Ilhan Omar.
Yep, there you go. I mean, and the list goes on of all these people. So, yeah, I mean, I don't find it surprising at all. Like I said, I called it. The unelected bureaucrats are going to push for her. You got 20 million illegal immigrants in this country that, like I said before, at the beginning of this, little conversation that we're having now, 13 states, you don't have to have an elected, or you don't have to have an ID to vote for a person in an election. So
I'd love to see the percentage of people that vote in this next election without an ID that vote for Kamala Harris.
Well,
I love that stat. I would love that stat.
Well, they're never going to give it to you, but let me tell you this.
No, they're never going to do that.
So I think it was what, 180 million people voted last election, and I'm pretty sure that was, I think it was 11 million more people than that's actually registered to vote.
Yeah, I forget what the total numbers are.
So if people say that cheating doesn't happen in America, well, how do you know if they don't have a fucking ID and you don't request
you don't know?
How are you ever going to catch them?
Yeah, you don't have any clue.
And this is exactly what just happened. In Congress, the Republicans voted in, hey, you need to show voter ID. It goes to the Senate, and the Senate fucking tears it down. They say no, because it's going to stop people from voting. Look, I don't know one black person. I don't know one Hispanic person. I don't know one Asian person. I don't know one white person in America that doesn't have an ID. If you don't have an ID in America,
it's for a reason.
It's for a reason. But let me tell you, to do anything in America, you have to have an ID. To drive a car, you have to have an ID. To ride to be on a plane, to ride a train, to buy alcohol. To most states, to even get into a rated R fucking movie, guess what? You need an ID.
I just had to show my ID to park in the VA hospital parking lot today. Not to go inside, just to go in the parking lot.
even where I work, my place of work, which fuck you, I'm never telling you guys. I have to have an ID to fucking get in. Not to mention, they scan your ID, and then you have to go through a facial recognition to even be able to get into my building and my place of work. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. If you don't have an ID, it's because you're an illegal immigrant. That's plain and simple. Or you're under the age of 18. Or actually, no, I don't even say that, under the age of 16, because most 16-year-olds, especially nowadays,
have IDs.
An ID.
So on top of Joe dropping out, on top of Kamala Harris becoming the heir apparent, one good thing happened. Kimberly Cheadle resigns after, and we're going to get into this in the next segment, but after a disastrous, probably the worst performance I have ever seen anyone give in front of Congress in my lifetime.
Well, what happened is, and they didn't tell you guys this, is that she fell off the slanted roof, and that's why she can actually, that's why she had to resign. You know, the danger of that job is severe for somebody like her. So, you know,
yeah,
I hope
dangerous stuff.
I hope that she gets better. I'm sure she's got a lot of broken, egos with her multi-personalities that she has.
And I believe she was replaced, and I forgive me, I didn't write down his name. But she was replaced by her deputy director. He is a man. I don't remember his name.
And just to show you guys how political this shit really is, Joe Biden came out with a statement today praising how amazing that she was and how she's been such an asset to America.
His wife is the one that got her the job.
Bro, like I've been saying, the only person that Joe Biden's ever going to fire is nobody, but now he's fired himself, so I can't even say that. So at least he's fired himself.
He's fired himself. Well, I mean, this
only person he's fired in the past fucking 4 years after all the failures, Afghanistan, the fucking border.
And why was it signed Joe and Jill Biden? Like, this isn't, like, what are we doing here? Like,
because Joey, you answered all the questions.
Like, what are we even fucking doing?
Well, it's because Jill had to write it for him. So, of course it's going to be Joe and Jill.
Damn.
Jill's the unelected president, which goes back to what I was talking about in the beginning.
Right. So this leads into exactly what we want to talk about next, which is, this hearing for the past 2 days. Obviously, the first part of the hearing was Kimberly Cheadle in front of I believe it was the Oversight Committee, and then the Pennsylvania State Police today in front of the Homeland Security Committee, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I can't remember the actual committee name. But yesterday's fiasco. So today's Tuesday. So this is Monday's fiasco with Kimberly Cheadle. Let's just let's cue some videos up back to back just to give everybody a snapshot of.
Let's go ahead and watch the bullshit.
Yeah, let's watch the bullshit here. Hold on.
I would have to get back to you.
That is a no. You're full of shit today. You're just being completely dishonest. Mr.
Chairman,
Completely dishonest.
Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, I want to.
Come
on.
We have to maintain decorum in this committee, no matter
have
how
you provided
upset we
any
get.
and all memos to this committee that we've asked you on
I love
July
how she just
15th?
keeps
Have you provided
going.
all memorandums within the Secret Service?
I would have to get back to you on
That is a no. You are being dishonest or lying. Like you're being dishonest here with this committee. These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. And we had to subpoena you to be here, and you won't even answer the questions. We have asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard. These are not hard questions.
These are not hard questions. Let's cue up the next one here.
Mace crushed that one.
She crushed that one. And obviously this one is our favorite, our amazing, lovely Anna Paulina
Chairman,
Luna.
in my opinion, according to some of the testimony today, I feel that you have perjured yourself in some instances. And so I'm going to ask for a full review of the transcripts by staff. And if you find that to be the case, I do ask that you bring perjury charges against the director. I will say this, it is very frustrating, and I've talked to my colleagues and we've said it to your face, that you have been up here basically stonewalling our ability to get the answers to the American people. And what I will also say is that every single member of Congress does not feel safe with you in charge. You have heard that, and I think that we are all sitting ducks with you in directing the Secret Service currently.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
That was, dude, I would not want to cross Anna Paulina Luna. Like,
bro, I mean, let's be real though, dude. I was saying this, I was like, oh, dude, she just committed perjury. And
she absolutely did.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just insane. Like the things that she goes and says one thing, then she gets tricked, and then she gets into admitting something. And then, you know, Anna Paulina Luna just comes in and just crushes her with, oh, actually, I want the full transcripts of this because I'm pretty sure that you've perjured yourself. Actually, I know that you perjured yourself, so I'm going to need all these transcripts. And I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be real with you guys. That's the real reason why she resigned.
Yep.
Because
she can still get charged with perjury, though.
Yeah, but trust me, it makes it all... Because the Democrats now, you know, they're not going to hit her with, they don't want to do the whole perjury charges and all that stuff. Now, the Republicans still will. But, I mean, that's the real reason why. And something that's even crazier than this, just so you guys know, she was asked if she had ever used Signal, which basically it's an encrypted system for phones. If you guys don't know what Signal is.
It's an encrypted chat platform.
That's exactly. And she first said, she goes like this, I don't believe so. That's what she said. Then she gets caught and asked again. And then she said, well, yes. And then they said, on your personal cell phone? And then she said, yes. And they said, on your government phone? And then she said, no. And then they asked who she spoke to. And then, of course, she said colleagues, which is highly fucking illegal.
I forget who was asking that line of questioning, and he goes, I don't know what's shocking me more, the fact that you have not answered any questions, or the fact that you're using an encrypted application on your personal phone to talk to work colleagues. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, bro. And I hope that they get that phone from her still, because like I said, guys, I think that this is 100% an inside job. And like what we talked to, me and John were talking about before, their whole thing is, during this congressional hearing today, they were talking about removing Secret Service from Trump. And they just kept talking about, whoa, convicted felon. We convicted him as a felon, so he shouldn't have Secret Service. Bro, this whole thing has been pre-planned and is 100% an inside job. After today, and I told you guys this, if you guys go back, and I don't know what episode it is, maybe episode 3, I said, well, this is perfect for them because I said one or two things are going to happen with the assassination. Either they kill Trump, great, fantastic for them. Or guess what? Now they can still ban AR-15s or any guns. They didn't even say AR-15s. They said guns. Ban guns in America. And that's all you've heard for the past 2 days in all these hearings from Democrats. And these Democrats don't give a fuck about Trump being shot. They don't give a shit about. They're playing politics 101 on here, acting like they care, but they don't even talk about the assassination. The whole entire time, 95% of them, their whole thing is guns. Would this be easier if we didn't have guns in America for you to be able to do your job?
Ranking Member Raskin, he must have said the term or the words AR-15 at least 100 times during that entire thing. Even calling things AR-15 violence, AR-15 assassination, AR-15 this and that. I'm like, what? That's not even like a phrase. You might be actually the first person to ever use that phrase.
Bro, Democrats are great at coining things because what they'll do is they'll start saying this. And now what you've heard is you've probably heard, probably 40 congressional members on the Democrat Party say the exact same bullshit. AR-15 violence, AR-15 violence. This is just a new coin term that they're going to use to try to strip away your rights. And that's what they want to do. Why do they want to do that for? Because they know that they can't win. So if they can strip away your 2A rights, get 20 million illegal immigrants to come in and vote, win, now you're armless, you have no way of changing society at all. 1776, guys, we had a Revolutionary War. I'm not condoning violence, but these people are full of shit when they say, oh, we need to tone down the political rhetoric. They've kept up with the political rhetoric. Kamala Harris came out today, kept up with the political rhetoric.
Joe Biden said it too. He said he still was calling Trump a threat to society and a threat to democracy. Still, to this day, he's still saying it.
Yeah, and boy, that fucked the Chinese spy.
Swalwell. Yeah,
Swalwell saying the exact same shit today. We don't need to forget. And this is Republican. It's like, bro, no. You guys have been calling Republicans racist, Nazis. I mean, you fucking name it. You have thrown so much craziness. They called Trump Caesar. They called us implorables. I mean, or deplorables. The amount of shit that it takes to be a Republican and conservative, you have to be the strongest fucking person mentally on earth.
It was Vivek. Remember what Vivek said at the RNC? He said, you want to be a real hippie? You want to be a real game changer? Go onto a college campus right now and tell everybody you're a conservative.
Yeah, facts, bro. There's already a civil war going on in America, and it's a civil war of ideas. And we're on the side, me and John at least are on the sides of freedom, the Constitution. We want you guys to have freedom. And I'm not going to get into all the crazy politics. We have our own personal beliefs. I even have my own personal beliefs about abortion. I don't believe in abortion at all, but do I think that you should have the right to? Go ahead. We need a few less liberals on the planet anyway. So go ahead and abort all them fucking kids. I don't give a shit. I really don't. So, I mean, you've heard it here first. Go ahead. Like, I'm 100% for abortion. I go out and have all the abortions that you possibly can. I don't give a fuck. What I care about is things like freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, the right to a fair trial in America, the right to be the right to pursue happiness, for fuck's sakes. These are the things that I actually give a fuck about. And the Democrat Party has Never given a fuck about that.
The difference between the conservatives and the liberals is that conservatives spend more time worried about the haves, and the liberals spend more time worried about the have-nots. And the more that we can concentrate on the things that we are supposed to have, that we are entitled to, that we have as God-given rights, and not the have-nots. Oh, I should be in this position because I'm this demographic or I'm this demographic. No, concentrate on the things that you can control. Concentrate on the things that you already have access to. I tell you what, man, you mentioned Swalwell. I'll call him Swallowwell. He should just be on Kamala's ticket. That would be perfect.
They could both be on their knees for something.
Yeah, exactly. But Chinese spy fucker Swalwell and Rashida Tlaib, how these people even have a microphone in front of them anymore, I don't understand. I don't get it. They provide zero value. Rashida Tlaib is probably one of the most extreme people ever to be
she's a
in
fucking
Congress.
Terrorist. She's a
next
terrorist.
next to Ilhan Omar, she's probably the most extreme.
Who's a brother fucker, so
yeah, brother fucker. We've got Chinese spy fucker, we got brother fucker. And we have Kamala Harris who's in everybody fucker.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. We got way off topic there, but
we did, but it needed to happen. So
it needed to happen. And so today, circling back around here. So today, the Pennsylvania State Police went in front of the, like I said, I believe it was the Homeland Security Committee. I will say there wasn't a ton of content to it, but I will say that this is the way I felt. I felt that the Pennsylvania State Police colonel that was there, he said everything that he knew. That's what I didn't feel as though I was getting lied to or that information was getting held back. I felt like he answered everything that he could answer. The problem is that colonel was not the person that we needed there. They had the Pennsylvania State Police had a very specific task, and it was a couple stations inside the inner perimeter there. So he, and they're now in charge of the criminal investigation, obviously. But I think he gave us some incredible insight into communications, into who was in that building, who was on the second floor, why they left. I thought he had incredible insight. I saw Marjorie Taylor Greene kind of go in on him a little bit in one of her things later tonight. And I like her. She's got balls. I did not like her attacking them because she was kind of giving them shit for not having a timeline. And the guy was saying the whole time, it's not my job to create this timeline. This has nothing to do with my investigation.
Well, also to okay, with the Secret Service, what a Cheetle or whatever, however the fuck you say your name.
Dorito. We're gonna call her Dorito now.
Yeah, Miss Dorito. She answered nothing. Nothing, except she used Signal on a phone and broke the law. But besides that, she literally answered fucking nothing. For 3 hours that she bullshitted her away. And
I listened to her on my entire drive back from Northern Florida.
Bro, it was crazy. And then today, at least ESU, which is the police, and who is the other?
Pennsylvania State Police.
And then the Pennsylvania State Police. Yeah. At least we learned some type of information. And I do honestly think that they tried to answer the questions as best they could. Yeah, of course, they're not going to be able to give timelines. Plus, they don't want to give timelines either, because why would they want to give timelines and then be wrong and then be held accountable for that? So they're trying to give you best. They're trying to give you the best that they can. It's not really up to them. Look, the FBI refused to be there. The Secret Service refused to be there. Then the Secret Service,
Homeland Security refused to be there.
DHS refused to be there. They're the only people that showed up and actually answered fucking questions.
Yep. And I just felt, I just talked to my mom about this a little bit ago. I don't trust anybody anymore. I don't believe anybody. I don't trust anything I read or hear. And this is a revolution for me. This has not always been this John. I have not always been this way. I have always leaned. I have given Chevron deference, if we want to use a recent term, to the government. for the most part. It started to break apart a little bit as I learned more and more about Iraq and why we were there, and so like things started to crumble at that point. But not up until recently did I just not. I just don't believe shit anymore. And so coming from this guy that doesn't believe shit anymore, I honestly felt like the PSP colonel was telling the truth. I felt like he wanted to tell it. That's the impression I got. His answers to me felt like he wanted to say what he was saying.
Well, he also wants to be very careful on what he's saying too, because one, he's trying to protect himself and his team.
And they have an active investigation going.
That's very clear. There is an active investigation, but the big thing about it is, dude, when I talked about power, we're talking about unelected bureaucrats. The FBI, DHS, brother, you're talking about the power of the fucking land when it comes to law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
And you say something that they don't like, he knows it's his fucking job too, and he's gonna have to come down with the wrath.
Yep.
So
he'll get got.
So for him to even say what he said, I give him massive kudos to. Now I'm glad, but I mean, could he have said more? Sure.
Probably.
Should he have said more? Sure, 100%. I think both me and John both agree on that. But listen to this, guys. Secret Service was there for 3 hours. They asked, how many shell casings did you guys pick up? They couldn't even answer that fucking question.
Guy did. This guy answered it.
This guy answered it. And when they asked about, have you seen the gun? He straight up said, no, we haven't even seen the gun. The gun's never even been shown to the public. We don't even know what the casings are of the rounds to this day. Yeah, so they said 223, but
we now have seen the gun. I know you probably haven't had. I don't know if you've had a chance yet.
I've been at work, so as far as I knew, they didn't even
we don't have a close-up of the gun. However, they released the body cam. I believe it was Beaver County released the body cam footage from their SWAT officers that were on the roof right after this all happened. Yeah, it was just tonight, a little bit ago.
So I guess they did show something. Can I ask you a question? Because I'm really curious about this, because this is what they were talking about today during that hearing. What optic was on that? Because first we heard that it was iron sights, then we heard it was a red dot, then we heard it was an LPVO.
It did have some sort of optic on it from the body camera footage. The rifle was sitting probably, maybe 30 feet away from where the officer with the body camera footage was standing. So you could see the rifle, you could see it was an AR style rifle, but you could see that there was like there was some sort of optic on it, but you couldn't see what it was. I believe Mr. Guns and Gear on Twitter blew that up, so you could kind of see a little bit closer, but it was still blurry. You could tell there was an optic though.
But an optic like a red dot.
You can't tell. You can't tell whether it was an LPVO or a red dot.
You wouldn't jump off the building right now to say what you thought it was.
No, so it was definitely something other than iron sights.
Okay. Well, I mean, first thing we were told it was iron sights. So I'm just saying there's been a lot of shit that's been told to us, and it's clearly come to be not the truth. There's a lot of things that we've been told, and then we found out that it was lies. I mean, this whole thing is just a 100% debacle, no matter which way you look at it. I still don't even think that I don't even think that the kid had a 223 rifle. I still think it was a 22. I could be proven wrong on that, but I just don't believe it. And I mean, there's so many videos out right now that are analyzing sound and where the shots came from. Everybody's got their own opinions on it. But one thing I will say today is what we did learn, which is very interesting, which is what I was talking about, is I said, well, clearly there was a clear shot from the water tower. They brought that up today.
Yep.
Okay. The next thing that they brought up was, oh, well, there's obviously a clear shot from the window. Now, there's a clear shot from the window to the president, and there's also a clear shot from that window to the supposed sniper.
And we know he wasn't. We know the two ESU snipers that were originally at that window were not at that window any longer because they went
were
searching. Yeah, they were pulled and they were going searching for the guy that was now on the roof, that had they still been at that window, they would have seen.
So
now,
the
did
real
somebody else step up in that window?
Now, that's what I'm thinking. Did somebody step up in that window? And even at that, who the fuck pulled them? Why don't we know who
made
them?
that decision? Right.
Who made that decision? Because we didn't find out today. We just know that they were gone. So there's several things. We still had the supposed sniper that killed the counter sniper who killed the supposed sniper. We don't even know his name. We don't know anything about him. We don't know his story. We know nothing.
He made a hell of a shot over a pitched roof, from a pitched roof. Now granted, I'm not trying to diminish the skills of these guys. They are very, very good. I just posted a video today shooting with that ATNX Sight 5, and I shot 2 holes from 400 yards almost inside of each other. So I mean, it's possible. It was a longer shot than this shot was, but we don't know anything. And that's the frustrating part, is we don't know anything. And this goes back to how I started the monologue in the last episode. In episode 5 was about transparency and the truth. And damn it, it is time in America that we all get told the truth, no matter what. It does not matter. The only thing that should ever be held back is something like, say we have an action going on in Afghanistan. And if it were told to the American people prior to the action taking place, obviously that could go off as a warning and people get out of the area where we're going.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea, right?
After fact, yeah, there should be 100% transparency.
100% transparency. Guys, like I said last week, we are not servants to them. They are public servants to us.
Yeah, they work for us.
They owe us. Could you imagine if your boss comes to you and says, "Hey, I need to know about XYZ," and you're like, "Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that. You don't need to know."
Yeah.
You would be fired tomorrow.
I'll get back to you. I mean, you'd be fired that day.
On the spot.
Yeah.
On the spot. And the fact that we have to have whistleblowers that come forward to get a lot of this information out here. Let's take a look at this. Let me pull this up. Here is a letter that Josh Hawley wrote to Alejandro Mayorkas, and it goes into discussing that there were sniper teams that had gotten up onto that roof at some point that day, but then left because it was too hot.
I mean, brother, like, that's just bizarre to me. I mean, we had snipers for 20 years in fucking Afghanistan, and a roof is too fucking hot for you. And in Pennsylvania in the summertime, yeah, it's hot, but it's like, it's not Afghanistan hot. Come on, that's crazy.
And I love that Josh Hawley does this.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, he's another one that's got balls.
Yeah,
he really does. I tell you what, man, this hearing has gotten me more fired up than I think I've been in a long time. I know you and I talked like 3 times yesterday about it.
Well, the thing that's pissing me off about it, before you even go on, the thing that's pissing me off about it is they're already acting like, oh, we're sweeping this under the rug. It's like, it's yesterday's news. This is fucking national security.
She said it was going to take 60 days to get a report. 60 days.
Yeah, and the way that the news cyclists and the way that the communist news cyclists, CNN, fucking MSNBC, you name it, these motherfuckers will never talk about this in 60 days, regardless. Other than you might get a little clip for 2-second clip on it, and it's going to get swept under the rug. And
do you remember the 9/11 commission?
Oh my God, bro.
Remember that?
Bro,
same scenario.
We still don't even fucking have answers for 9/11, bro.
I mean, when did the 9/11 commission release their report? 9/11. I'm going to look this up. Originally published July 22nd, 2004. Almost 3 years after 9/11.
And even that was bullshit.
Yeah, well, I'm not even going to get into the contents of it, but nobody cared in 2004. We were in the middle of 2 conflicts, 2 wars.
Yeah.
Like, this is why we have to know, and we have to know now. And there is, I want to know who is actually going to stand up for America. And hey, good on Anna Paulina Luna from what she said right there. When was the chairman of that committee? I believe it was Comer, right?
Yeah.
When was the chairman of that committee going to say, you know what, Madam Cheadle, it is apparent that you are withholding information from this committee at this point, and I am going to have the sergeant at arms place you under arrest right now for failure to provide us this information.
Well, it's contempt.
That's what it takes.
I mean, yeah,
that's what it takes.
But that's the problem. And we keep going back to the monologue that I was talking about in the beginning of this. These are unelected bureaucrats that have complete control and power. You want to know who to vote for? Vote for the people like J.D. Vance, the vice president, who's screaming to get rid of the ATF. The people who want to defund the CIA are not even just defund it, just completely strip it down to its fucking bare bones and make it actually functionable again. The Secret Service, the FBI, the CIA, the EPA, DHS. Until we do that, we have no power in America. We are just going back in a cycle. That's all that it is. The only thing that happens in America, this is it. This is the only thing that happens in America. A Republican, you hold on to your freedoms just for a little bit. And then as soon as a Democrat comes in, they strip away more power. And then Republicans come back and be like, hey, we're going to try to get your freedom back. We're going to try to get your freedom back. So you vote for them. And yes, there's very good Republicans. There's awesome Republicans that will fight for. We've seen that this term, the past 4 years. Republicans, we are getting away from this rhino party. You have people, and I don't give a fuck.
Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan.
Yes, I mean Thomas Massey. You have people that really truly care. The power, the rhino power that was part of the Republican Party is dying. It's going away. And if we can hold power for the next 8 to 12 years, they're gone forever.
They're gone
forever. So now is the time to come in.
It is imperative. It is imperative to vote top to bottom non-rhino conservatives.
Yes, every single bit of it. And here's the sucky part. If you have a rhino in your party, guess what? You're going to have to vote them in. I know it sucks, but here's the thing. And hear me out on this. The party is growing so much to dare I say a libertarian conservative populist party. A party of we the people, and that's where it's slowly been going now for the past 8 years, and we're finally getting these rhinos out. We are now in control of the Republican Party. These rhinos, they know when they come in, they have to sit the back and vote the proper way or not have a fucking job. That's just point blank and simple. We've seen that here in Texas where Brandon Herrera almost got out Tony Gonzalez. You had half of the Republican Party come in and try to save him, and then you had the other half of the Republican Party come in and try to bring in Brandon Herrera, and it became a 400-person vote. So when people keep telling me that their vote doesn't matter, your vote absolutely matters. It is so imperative for you to vote. Absolutely imperative for you to vote. You have to get these people out. You have to vote red down. This is a libertarian conservative saying this. You have to do this all the way down the ballot. I promise you, if we do this for the next 8 years, the ATF, the FBI, the CIA, DHS, Secret Service, you name it, is going to be stripped of power, and it's going to go back into the hands of Congress. And I don't care if you're a Democrat. If you're a Democrat, this is what you should want. Because this is what old school Democrats wanted. They wanted the people to have the power. And if you're a true true Democrat, somebody who actually believes in this so-called thing called democracy, which we're not, we're a constitutional republic, but if you believe in the power of the people and the rights of the people, then you should be voting towards the fucking Constitution, because if you're not voting towards the Constitution, then you're not voting for the rights. People, one more time, I know I'm going in through a little hot take here. The Constitution is laws towards the government saying, hey, this is the rights of the people. Government, hands the fuck off. So anybody that comes in and says, oh, the Constitution needs to be rewritten, so you just don't want to have rights? Because the Constitution is your rights. It's your rights. That's what it is. It's for you to have the rights. So
it was wrote to control
the government,
not control you.
Yes.
It was wrote to control the government.
Yeah.
You know, I have a little bit of a background in this, Don. I actually don't even know if you know this or not. I have a little bit of a political background. We try not to get too personal into Don and I's, so we don't get blasted. But I ran for political office at one point about 12 years ago. I was 30 years old, and I guess I just told my age. Well, great. Damn it!
You look young, brother. You look young.
Yeah, I ran. Actually, I actually was. No, sorry, I was 28, not 30. I was 28. I lost this election by 6,742 votes. If every single person that I encountered that told me unequivocally that I had their vote would have voted for me, I would not have lost that election.
Bro, it's 10 million gun owners in America. You guys keep bitching and complaining about your fucking rights disappearing, and you guys don't even fucking vote. All you do is bitch and complain. Hey, look, guess what? There's rhinos out there. Vote in a fucking actual conservative that really gives a flying fuck about the Constitution and your Second Amendment rights. You will win every single time.
I forget what the data was. Jared from Guns and Gadgets talked about it a little bit ago. But it was something like 40% of registered hunters in the state of Pennsylvania
don't vote.
Don't vote.
That's a guaranteed wrap-up win.
That's a Trump win. That's a up and down the ballot win. It is top to bottom, and I'm only using Pennsylvania because that's the only one I remember. But he mentioned a bunch of different states. Shout out to guys like that. Shout out to guys like Jared at Guns and Gadgets.
Bro, even in Texas, 600,000 concealed carry license owners do not go vote. 600,000.
Yep. Yeah. Shout out to those guys. Anthony.
Shout out to my boy real quick. Jack Palmer, I'm going to send this to you. Bro, my buddy is the biggest conservative on the planet and does not go vote. He will post every single thing on the planet. He will go tell people to go vote for Trump and does not vote. This is the problem.
What's his name, Jack? What's his name, Jack?
His name's Jack. Yes.
Jack. You fucking prick. Go vote.
And I love you, Jack, but goddamn, we need your vote, man. And like,
if you don't vote, I don't love you, Jack.
Yeah.
I fucking love you, Jack. All right. Well,
so on. We've had a hot take, and
this is what we do, Don.
Obviously, you can see it. Our blood is super boiled. Because I'm sick of this whole thing of your vote doesn't matter. Your vote doesn't matter because you don't go fucking vote. That's why your vote doesn't matter, asshole.
You've got a couple choices as a citizen in this country. If you want to make a difference, you can just vote. You can just vote. You can do nothing else politically, socially, in your neighborhood. You can just vote, right? That's the one thing you can do. You can run for political office if you want and vote. You can help somebody else's campaign that you really love and still vote.
There you go.
But at a simple level, all you have to do is vote.
Bro, it literally takes 5 minutes. Look, if you live in Texas, there's early voting. There's nobody that's fucking there. Go vote.
Vote.
Real simple. You want solutions to your problems? Go vote. You should have done this with Brandon Herrera here in Texas, District 23. Thanks a lot. You guys didn't go vote. You guys could have had the chance. to vote out a rhino, and you didn't. So now we're back to square one. But no matter what, guess what? If you would have voted, we would have had it. Go vote. We will win in a fucking landslide. Every single one of you, go vote.
I'm the asshole that waits till the day of to vote just so I can ask them for 4 stickers so I can throw it into everybody's face when I walk anywhere that day that I voted.
Bro, I'm on the train of early voting, and the only reason why I'm on the train
We have to.
early voting is because we need it.
We have to.
Because this is how they get away with it. That's why you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then all of a sudden somebody's winning because the ballots got shut off at 12 o'clock, and then you wake up at 4, and all of a sudden there's 8 million swings of vote to the other side, and it's like, how the fuck did that happen?
It happened because you didn't vote, motherfuckers. All right, it is time for our trigger warning.
Bang, bang.
So, Don Welch.
What's the hot topic, baby?
Is Poopy Pants Joe on his last leg? Is he done? Is he dying?
I don't even know if he's alive. And I'm not, and I know I'm.
So, in all fairness, Liberty Goons out there, we were going to film this yesterday. And the trigger warning topic was actually, is Joe Biden dead? Because at that point,
we haven't seen him.
Nobody had seen or heard from him in a week. Lauren Boebert's out there and MTG saying basically we need fucking proof of life. Like, is this guy fucking alive?
I still don't think we got actual proof. Yes, they showed him on camera walking. Who knows if that was pre-recorded?
That wasn't really walking.
Well, okay. He looked like an 80-year-old cowboy that's been riding a Bronco for the past 8 hours. I mean, that's how he was moving.
I wish I had this video queued up. I do not. I apologize, guys. But so he stopped when he got off the plane before he got into his SUV, and one of the reporters screams out to him, "Joe, why did you drop out of the race?" And Joe's standing there and he's looking at the guy and he goes, "Why?" I don't think he even knows. I don't think he even knows that he dropped out.
I'm not even so sure that wasn't an overlay of conversation and that he's actually dead. I mean,
so did you see the video going around today where somebody took the audio from that call with Kamala and plugged it into, I believe it's 11 AI or something like that is what it's called.
Yeah.
And it said 98%
AI.
AI.
There you go.
I sent it to my mom this morning. She said, "Holy shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And then take a look at this. Let me cue this up here. You take a look at these right here, Don. This is the signature. This is the signature that was on his letter to the American people that he was stepping down. And these are his last 5 executive orders that he signed. It's not even freaking close. He did not sign that document.
Yeah. No.
He did not sign that document.
Yeah, 100%. He didn't sign the document. I am still. Hey, shout out to Mike from Sons of Liberty. He posted this today, which I thought was really comical. And it said Trump. It said President 48 because basically he's saying like Biden's dead. Kamala Harris is now president, so he'll be the 48th president. But super comical. But I'm not so sure he's actually alive. And I don't really, like you said, you don't trust anything. I don't trust anything either. And just because you show video footage, fuck, who knows when that shit was actually filmed? Who knows what was doctored up? But we live in the time of AI where we watch videos on the internet and we can't tell if it's real or not at this point.
Yep.
So,
well, I mean,
I think he's dead.
You remember the stuff.
And if he's not
warning.
dead, yeah, and if he's not dead, I mean, he might as well have been dead because he hasn't he hasn't been running the country for the past 4 years, which is my point. The executive branch has unelected bureaucrats, and I'm going to keep driving that home all fucking podcast.
So this all kind of circles back around to last week, when Joe was heading from Las Vegas back to Delaware, and we got the message that he has COVID and all that, right? And at the time, it was now I'm going to mention this lady's name, and this is not supposed to be part of the trigger warning, but Laura Loomer, who is known to be fantastical a little bit in her reporting sometimes, said that Joe Biden had a medical emergency on Air Force One. Everybody laughed it off, yada, yada, yada. Well, now a week later, yesterday, Charlie Kirk, who is not as fantastical of a reporter as Laura Loomer sometimes is, Charlie Kirk says he got it from an inside source at Las Vegas Metro that they were asked to clear the streets to go to University Medical Center because the president was having a medical emergency. It was called off at the last minute, and they said they were going to medevac him to Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean, even if he wasn't, he was still shitting his pants. So either way, I mean, it doesn't.
Now, I don't know if Las Vegas Metro is like the people we want to get solid information from. We still don't know the Las Vegas shooter info yet, years later. So
we don't even know what guns he actually had because the ATF lost them. So
yeah. Is Joe Biden on his last leg? I mean, Don says he's dead. I say if he's not dead, there's no way he makes it to January. What are they going to do? Like, because they can hide him and do all this AI stuff and all that stuff, but like,
I mean, honestly, what could have happened is, Hillary Clinton walked in, said, "Look, dude, you're either gonna bow out or we're gonna kill you." Maybe he said, "Hey, I'm not gonna bow out." They killed him, and now you get AI Joe Biden. So
these are all hypotheses.
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, I'm not trying to be. This is not a conspiracy theory. I'm just giving you guys but like you said, hypotheses. But dude, I don't put anything past the Democrats at this point. I mean, they are the power of if you put a bag of shit in a box and said it could beat fucking Donald Trump, every last one of them would be sniffing and voting for it.
If you ever want a good watch, people, pull out an old video. I'm sure you can probably find it on YouTube nowadays. Maybe downloadable somewhere. I don't remember. In the late 90s, there was a video release called the Clinton Chronicles. And if you want to delve into Hillary and Bill Clinton and the deception of the Democratic Party for the last 30 years, go watch the Clinton Chronicles. Don, you need to watch it too, because your mind will just explode. This was probably one of the first like exposés that was done on the Clintons. Like I said, this probably came out in like 97, 96, 97, something like that. I know some of you people were like not even born or some shit, but
probably a good 30% watching this right now.
I was in high school at the time. But yeah, go back and watch this. And so this brings us, Don, to the mastermind of this entire thing.
Yeah.
So it's time for the watch list.
The watch list, baby. What do we got going on for the watch list?
So the mastermind, as we said, behind this whole entire boondoggle,
Mr.
Barack
himself,
Hussein Obama.
Nacho Daddy Obama.
Nacho Daddy Obama. Still not sure whether he's an American citizen. Obama.
Oh, you're gonna get the liberals all tangled up, man.
Woo. Hey, you said enough this episode to get us all in trouble.
I mean, look, Obama's in the real entanglement. I mean, he doesn't know if he's with Michelle or Big Mike. So,
oh my God! You know what? And f you to all those people that this whole time just kept saying Big Mike was going to be, like the fallback plan. Blah blah blah. I knew it wasn't. There's never been any kind of even like hint that would happen. First of all, Barack pulls the strings. Barack has pulled the strings since the last election.
Big Mike's just been pulling on
Chilling.
something else.
Chilling. So this week's watch list is Barack Obama. And how could we not? The man has basically sculpted your life for the last 16 years. This man has lied to you on multiple occasions. One of his biggest lies being that you could keep your doctor and you could keep your plan. That didn't fucking happen.
No, the biggest lie was, we're gonna bring change to America.
Hope and change.
We're gonna end endless wars.
Like, lest we forget that all of the protests and the violence and stuff, it started prior to Donald Trump getting elected. All of that stuff started under Barack Obama.
Yeah, 100%.
Barack Obama, according to most reports, even sent our own soldiers to die.
No, he definitely did. I mean, he knew that they were going to die and said, fuck it, send it anyways.
He said, send it.
Yeah.
This man is the epitome of everything that is wrong with America today. He is a liar. He is power hungry. And he will stop at nothing to continue to control you.
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing has been orchestrated by Barack Obama. When they were at the George Clooney fundraising event, and he guided Joe Biden off the stage, it was intentional, folks. It was intentional. He did that to make Joe Biden look weak.
Yeah. I mean, he really didn't need much help. But
if you think that Barack Obama doesn't do anything that isn't calculated, you are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, dude, this is the thing about Barack Obama. Think about this. So, for the past 4 years, Joe Biden, we all know now, has not been running the country. Who the fuck do you think's been running the country? It's Barack Obama. Barack Obama's been running the country. If he tells Nancy Pelosi to pull up her fucking panties and shut the fuck up, Nancy Pelosi's shutting the fuck up and pulling her panties up. That's just point blank, period. That's all of them. They're all
Schiff, Schumer, Pelosi, all of them.
Every single last one of them will shut the fuck up and fall in line. And this all goes back to the deep state. They have made rules and regulations. We talked about Chevron deference earlier, right? In case you guys don't know what Chevron deference is and haven't been watching us, well, shame on you, because we've been talking about a lot. But Chevron deference essentially is where things like the EPA, the ATF, and so on and so forth has been able to make what they call so-called rules. These rules are
arbitrary and capricious.
Yeah, are nonetheless interpretations of whatever the fuck they want it to be with bills that Congress has made. So these aren't actual laws that Congress made. These are interpretations or bent interpretations on what they believe should be laws anyways, and then they're treated as laws. Now, luckily for us, because we do have some pretty constitutionalist Supreme Court justices right now. We've gotten rid of Chevron deference. But nonetheless, the country is ran by the deep state, unelected bureaucrats, and President Obama, ex-President Obama.
And Obama set this up, Don. Obama set this up when he was elected. Now I give him so much credit for this because he sowed the seeds that are now coming in with fruit to bear when he was in office. So for 8 years, he filled our government with like-minded individuals that would bow to the throne that was Barack Obama. This is why when President Trump got elected in 2016, he was up against a nightmare because all these Obama appointees and all of these people that had sucked on the teat that was Barack Obama, they were out to get Donald Trump. And Donald Trump's biggest failure coming out of the gate is that he didn't drain the swamp on day one and said, all of you out, and we're gonna backfill everybody in. If he had done that, he would not have gotten in as much trouble as he did.
Well, I think that he had the I feel like he wanted to drain the swamp, and then when he actually got in the seat,
he realized, had bad advice too.
He had bad advice, but then he realized what that means to drain the swamp and how difficult and how big the swamp really is. I keep trying to drive this home. The FBI, the CIA, DHS, the Secret Service, this is the swamp. And these are all the vast majority of them that are there to this day were put in power into these positions when Barack Obama was the fucking president.
100%. That is exactly what happened. And where Trump went wrong was that he was listening to people like John Bolton and Jeff Sessions. And those were just not the people that were going to give the greatest advice, because guess what? They were part of the deep state.
Yeah.
And it is amazing that the left is so smokescreened by what's going on today with Kamala Harris. Even yesterday when it was announced and Barack said, well, I think we need to have an open convention and see what the delegates think. He didn't fucking mean that.
Of course not.
It was a show. It was a show. You know what? We've been doing this this watch list for this will be the 6th week now. Well, we skipped a week because we kind of went a little long on an episode. So this is our 5th member of the watch list. And I have to say, and we've talked about some bad people.
Yeah.
Some bad people. Barack Obama is the ringleader of them all. If the Liberty Goons podcast was going off the air and we had to pick one last watch list person of them all, the person that sits, when the FBI has their 10 most wanted, and there's the one that sits at the top of that list on online, and it has their picture really big and it says number 1 on it, where Osama bin Laden was for the longest time.
He's the ringleader of the cartel. The only difference is the cartel is the American government.
That is fucking Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And if you, in American people, just like Don was saying a little bit ago, that you have to go out and vote. If you allow Kamala Harris to be your next president, you are going to continue to allow Barack Obama to instill his crazy leftist agenda. And he's going to go home to Big Mike every night and just be laughing all the way to the bank. The Obamas have made hundreds of millions of dollars. If you guys don't think that this is all about power and money, you are sadly mistaken.
Yeah,
sadly mistaken.
The thing is, they don't care if America crashes and burns at all, as long as they're
He's not even a fucking American.
Canceled. They really don't give a fuck about America at the end of the day. They care about power, and like this, that's kind of what this whole podcast is about, is power. And the crazy thing about people like Obama, the deep state, these people, there's nothing that they won't do in order to keep power. We've seen that with Trump, right? I mean, we've seen it with stripping away his business, lawfare, and the political craziness of what they keep saying is, oh, we need to calm down political violence, bro. That's all we've heard for 8 fucking years is political violence. That's what caused Antifa. That's what caused these BLM riots. That's what caused
Floyd.
that's what caused all of this. This is what, and now people are starting to wake up. But like I said in the last episode, the problem with the Republicans is they just say, oh, well, we've won it because we finally, people actually will talk on the internet and they don't give a fuck if they're canceled or not. And that's when
we were already going to vote for Trump anyway.
Yeah.
I've talked on this podcast before that I was never the biggest Donald Trump supporter. I voted for him twice, but I was never the biggest one. I'm wearing the motherfucker on a t-shirt now because guess what? It is the only way we are going to claw back from this shithole that Barack Obama and his cronies have put us in.
Yeah, and just to give you guys a heads up on this, Trump is not Jesus Christ. Trump is not going to be able to fix all these problems.
No.
And it's going to take 12 years of real libertarian conservative populist in order to be able to fix these problems.
But he's the start.
But he's the start. He is the start. And people, the real people that can fix these problems after everything's said and done, that's going to be people like Vivek, who wants to completely rip down the deep state and doesn't give a fuck what happens to him and what happens, period at all. He's willing to take the brunt, and he's smart enough, articulate enough, and young enough to go through the hellfire that it takes. Where Democrats, they will never go through the hellfire, and they have never been through the hellfire because they've always had the deep state in their fucking back pockets.
If we can get through this election, the double V takes over. Vivek and Vance take over.
Mm-hmm.
The buddies from college, they take over. The deep state is slowly but surely starting to melt away. We get Barack Obama out of his power cycle. Nancy Pelosi is old as fuck too. She's about to go.
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer, he'll be gone. Adam Schiff will be a crying little man wearing a dress somewhere. Chinese spyware Swalwell. he'll be with his Chinese spy somewhere in Beijing. But it starts right now.
Yeah.
We're what? We're 3 months and a week out from election night, and I am so excited to bring you live election night coverage.
Oh,
I
man,
absolutely cannot wait for that, because it is going to be the start of something that is absolutely fantastic. And we added Barack Obama to the watch list because if there's anybody that needs watching,
it's not.
He's the man.
Yeah.
He's the fucking man.
Yeah.
No, excuse me.
No joke. Look, we keep driving this home. This is why it's so important to go vote. And like we've talked about today, this whole entire time, this is about power. The deep state. Now you guys know what the deep state is. Congratulations. If you didn't know, now you know. So cheers to you. Oh, I didn't get a clap back. Well, I'm clapping for you anyway. So I'm going to do a little Chuck Schumer there.
I was letting you get Chuck Schumer there. You know what? I will leave it down in the description of this video. If you've stayed this long to watch, I will leave a link to make sure that you are registered to vote.
Yes.
I'll leave it down there. No other political donations or anything like that. I believe everybody has the freedom to go out and do those sorts of things as they see fit. Not everybody has a ton of money, but you can absolutely go vote. So click the link down below to go vote.
And look, here's even better. Here's one even better yet. Look, hit us up on Liberty Goons. at Liberty Goons on Instagram. If you don't know who to vote for, if you're wondering who you should vote for, if you don't know who your congressman is, if you don't know who your Senate person is, if you don't know who your local office is, whatever the case is, whoever's running in your area during the presidential election, let us know. We will look into it. And if you're a Second Amendment guy, if you're a freedom of speech guy or gal or whatever the case might be, I will look into it for you personally and give you the best choice.
I'll tell you, I'll go one step further, Don. If we find it to be intriguing enough, we'll throw it in a battle round. We'll put both candidates that are in the election cycle in your area, and we'll throw it in the battle rounds. And Don and I will go toe to toe, mano a mano, and we'll get you guys that information. And I'll tell you what, we will even do a better job of getting off of all of these national highlights and the Bidens and the Baracks and all that kind of stuff over the course of the next 3 months. And we will start talking more and more about specifically the Senate election, which is very, very important across the country right now. And we'll get into some congressional seats. And we will make sure we give you guys the most important information that we can, because we care that much to get these guys like Barack Obama out of power, that we will spend our time and energy and effort to be able to do that for you.
Hey, and here's the thing. We will give you the least deep state person that we have, okay? So whether that's a Republican or a Democrat, if there's a Democrat in your area and he's a pro-constitutionalist, anti-deep state person, shit, I'll put him on there.
Yep.
Find me one. Find me one. No problem. I will fucking shout them out, shout her out, shout they, them out, whatever the fuck it is that they are, gladly on here. But look, and this is in all honesty here, no matter what, we are going to go through this podcast. We're starting off, crazy, where we've rambled a shit ton. Me and John are very emotional people when it comes to politics. I don't even want to say emotional. We're just passionate people about politics here. We see a lot of eye to eye on things. And we both came from different places. I came from a more libertarian background. John, what would you say you came from?
I came from a rhino background. I came from the old school Republican background.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. My mom is a very she came from a very rhino background as well. My whole life, just told to vote Republican. I think my mom about shit herself when I voted for Ron Paul during the Obama election. But now my mom sees the same way that I do. And what's crazy about that is Trump has opened her eyes up to that. And people like Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Anna Paulina Luna, these types of people have opened her eyes up to that. Vivek, my mom's a huge Vivek fan. I never thought in a million years. But, I remember speaking with her, talking to her about, all these deep state conspiracy theories and stuff like this. This is back in 2005 when you talked about this type of shit. Everybody thought you were absolutely crazy.
Remember when you could go 30 days without even thinking about what the president said or did?
Yeah. And I was like this person that was like, look, no, this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. I was always just picking things and just, I went to a liberal college, but I had a government class that was taught by a very libertarian person, which probably has like spewed my brains to like the very libertarian ways that I have now. But I learned so much just from picking up all these ideologies and then really picking them apart. Even my own ideologies I've picked apart to where now there's nothing that's going to be able to change my thoughts or views because I've already went through them all. And that's what we want you guys to do too. We don't want you guys to listen to the news. This is why podcasts matter so much for. This is why people listen to Joe Rogan for, right? The news is going to lie to you. I'll be the first to tell you, Fox is full of shit. CNN's full of shit. MSNBC is full of shit. They're all full of shit. They are all, and even more so than that,
they're for-profit businesses.
They're profit businesses. Look who's sponsoring them. Look, think about this. Fox News got rid of Tucker Carlson because he was anti-big pharma, for fuck's sakes. This is the real reason why they got rid of him. Okay? So they're all wrapped up when it comes to money. Who's going to pay them the most? Don't pay attention to these fucking people. Also, we're trying to get you not to vote for people that are part of this. We want you to vote for real constitutionalist people. Constitution, aka your rights. We want you to have your rights. Even if you're a Democrat, guess what? We want you to have your rights. That's why we're here. This is why the Liberty Goons podcast exists for. Okay, so get involved with us. Get involved with your local politicians. Turn off the fucking news. Everybody's going to lie to you. Go meet the person that you want to vote for. Go meet the person that you're going to vote, that you wanted to vote against. Actually meet with these people. These people all the time. I don't care who they are. If they're running for Congress, both sides of the spectrum, you can go to a rally, a meeting. There's all types of meetings. Look, Brandon Herrera just ran for Congress. I could literally go into the Horseshoe Saloon 10 minutes down my house, and he spoke in front of 300 people. Okay, these people are really accessible. I urge you to turn the fucking news off and actually go listen and talk to these people. Most of these people you can give a handshake to and ask them
to say a hand job.
Well, if you're Kamala Harris, you've gotten a lot of hand jobs. So, but all right. Well,
we've fallen off the edge. On that note, Barack Hussein Obama, you have been added to
the watch
list.
Hey, man, this is a fun podcast, bro.
This is a good one, guys. This is a good one. Man, let's talk about some housekeeping stuff here. As we've mentioned in the past, we will be at Goals, the Gun Owners of America conference in Knoxville, Tennessee, August 17th and 18th. If you see us, run up to us.
Say what's up.
Say what's up. Mention the Liberty Goons podcast and mention your favorite watch list edition so far, and we will give you a limited edition Liberty Goons t-shirt and possibly a morale patch.
Woo! And we all love patches, so
we all love patches. Yeah, it's gonna be an incredible event. Make sure that you guys come out. Man,
if you guys don't know what Guns of America or Gun Owners of America is, GOA Goals, these are people that are fighting for your constitutional rights. I'm not even going to say gun rights. Your constitutional rights as an American citizen. Yeah. So Goals is amazing. Gun Owners of America is amazing, and we're proud to go there and give support. And if you come and support us, we're going to throw you guys some free merch, and we'll answer any question that you guys have for us.
Yep. And so I'm going to start my shout outs this week with Angry Sarge. You guys might know Angry Sarge from YouTube. He and I were chatting back and forth earlier tonight. You will, if you go to Goals, you will not miss Angry Sarge. He will be wearing a ballistic helmet with a mask on. He is a law enforcement officer, and his job is not a fan of what he does on YouTube, so he has to hide his appearance. Really kick-ass dude. So shout out to Angry Sarge. I know you watch the podcast, so shout out to you, and shout out to the whole. So Goals stands for Gun Owners of America Leadership Summit, I believe is what the total term means.
Yep,
and some of the biggest names in the business outside of obviously us at Liberty Goons and me from 2A Patriot Ranch. You've got Jared from Guns and Gadgets. You've got Mr. Guns and Gear. I believe Chris from Honest Outlaw is going to be there. gosh, I'm missing like 4 or 5 people right now that I'm blanking on. You name it. If you were a fan of the 2A space, those people are going to be there.
Yeah.
If you can't be there, you can still get your Liberty Goons podcast merch. Click the link down below. We got some kick-ass hats, some kick-ass shirts. As soon as we get our morale patches in, they're going to get loaded up onto the website as well. You can head on over to 2apatriotranch.com. That's where all the Liberty Goons podcast merch is listed at. Also, we'll leave that link down below for you guys to register to vote if you are not already.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you were a 2A person and you do not have self-defense coverage, we tell you almost every episode, you're doing it wrong. You need to go over and talk to the people at Right to Bear.
Yes.
You got to go over and talk to those people. It'll cost you as much as a large Domino's all-topping pizza a month to have coverage that'll get your ass out of jail and get you the self-defense coverage that you need. Their website is protectwithbear.com. You can use the code 2APR for a special discount. Don, your shout-outs for the week.
Look, I'm just going to shout out every single person that is registered to vote. All right, this is what this whole thing's been about during this whole podcast. Power and we the people, go vote. Okay, so I just want to shout out to every single person that's going out to vote, even if you're a Democrat. Now, you're wrong, but, you know, I'm still going to shout you out. So pat on the back. You're still a fool. But if you're a conservative, a libertarian, you realize the importance of this. I'm a person that knows the Libertarian Party is never going to win. So I vote for libertarian conservative candidates. That's what I see myself as. Shout out to you. Shout out to every single person that's been watching this podcast. Shout out to every single person that's bought merch. Shout out to every single message that we've gotten on Instagram, that we've gotten on here.
Keep sending us the memes.
Keep sending us the memes. Yes, we love that. We absolutely love that because we love to share those memes. And you know, shout out to every single subscriber that we have and every single person that puts a comment on here. Now, look, we know we're not getting a whole lot of comments right now, which is going to change. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys just keep riding with us, we're going to keep giving you that good freedom, that good Liberty Goons podcast that we
Free
always
content.
do. Free content.
You ain't got to pay for it.
This costs you absolutely nothing. And we're going to keep you updated. You don't even got to turn on the fucking news.
Just listen to the Liberty Goons.
Yeah, don't be like me and John and fucking listen to fucking CNN. No, you don't want to listen to CNN. We're going to listen to CNN for you, for fuck's sakes. You don't want to listen to Don is. I listen to all the bullshit because I try to pick it all apart. So shout out to you guys. If you're a concealed carry license guy, you don't have you're not registered to vote. Shame on you. I expect you to go vote. And if you're from Texas, shout out to you because I love my hometown. I love my home state, San Antonio. What's up? And if you're from Florida, shout out to you because we're the last 2 free states in America, and we need more free states. So shut the fuck up. Watch till the end. Go make sure you drop a like. Make sure you drop a comment. Subscribe. Share this with a friend, and then go register to vote.
If you were watched this far and you have not subscribed already, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave us a comment, even if you just want to tell us we're fucking morons.
Which is fine. It's fine.
I get told that over at 2A Patriot Ranch all the time, and I'm okay with it. It's okay.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. With that, guys, Liberty Goons,
we're out.
out.